Um, Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be part of this conference as one of the keynote speakers. I am Abdulmajid Kolawole YUSUF from Ahmadu University, Zaria, Nigeria. The title of this presentation is Empowering Educators, Harnessing Technology for Effective Teaching and Learning. Based on the theme of this conference, it has been called for, like, there is a need to revamp or to come up with new ideas to integrate technology into how the teaching and learning processes framework is in our schools today. Definitely, as we all know that since the breakout of the COVID-19 pandemic, the educational system, the educational community has actually been affected, and the whole thing has been restructured. So now this is why most educational communities are now trying to look for ways, or more ways, better ways, to bring in technology to probably facilitate the teaching and learning processes in our schools. The basics or the fundamentals of this presentation is what are the benefits, what are the needs, what are the problems, the pros and cons, and what are the models for integrating technology into the teaching and learning processes in our classrooms. So for that reason, I would like to take you through the presentation. As you can all see from the screen, the title of the presentation is Empowering Educators, Harnessing Technology for Effective Teaching and Learning. So now, I just want every single individual in this conference to imagine a classroom where every student is engaged, every lesson is personalized, every single student can learn on his or her own. There is no need for teacher to have a kind of one-on-one interaction with them. They all with their PCs, or with their computers, or with their tablets, and every single one of them actually learning in the classroom. You can imagine such a classroom where learning is personalized, every single student is engaged, and every learning experience is transformative. So interactive that the teacher can just be somewhere just to be a kind of facilitator instead of being the normal traditional teacher that we know, like the instructor. So now, based on this, we can see that technology is such an indispensable tool in modern education. So now, let's quickly talk about the benefits of integrating technology in education. Technology basically offers interactive and multimedia-rich resources that capture students' attention and make learning more engaging. Yes, as we all know that the 21st century has witnessed a great deal of technological advancement, especially in terms of education. We have a lot of educational tools, either on phones, or mobile phones, or on the PCs. We have many educational applications that can actually engage students so well, and definitely we know the time that individual persons, regardless of the age, the time people spend on using these technological gadgets is actually very high, because most people tend to use their mobile phones quite often than not. Like, just want to make the whole thing personalized. We want students to learn anywhere they are, from anywhere. Just want to give them more access to education. So technology definitely offers interactive, like multimedia. They can be in their comfort zones and would interact with their teachers. When we have a lot of what's called online educational resources, we have YouTube videos and the likes. So basically, it offers interactive and multimedia rich resources. They can access pictures, videos. They can actually facilitate their learning, and all of these things can actually definitely capture students' attention and make learning more engaging. They really like it, because I've actually have a couple of case studies and that has actually researched into this. And also, technology enables educators to personalize learning experiences based on students' individual needs. Some students really cannot learn in a crowded environment. Some cannot learn really fast and just have to be at their own pace. So now, using technology to engage individual students, definitely they can actually be with their PCs or whatever thing they are using, technology gadget they are using. like to engage themselves. You really don't understand anything, they can go back and forth at any time, try to play and have some playbacks and repeat the learning over and over again until the learning objectives are being achieved. So technology definitely enables educators, teachers, instructors to personalize learning based on students' individual needs, interest, and learning space. Some students really like probably gamifications. Some really don't like that. Some just want some sort of hands-on experience. We have a couple of these technology gadgets that actually make provisions for this. Then also we have to talk about the challenges in technology integration. The basic thing here is that there's no way. For instance, I just want to apologize, to the organizers of this conference, because I ought to have sent in probably some files since a couple of weeks ago, but because of some of the challenges that we have in my community, I wasn't able to do that. So now, integrating technology in education, definitely there are some sort of challenges that one may likely, as an educator or as a student, there are some basic or fundamental challenges that may likely come up. So there's a need to know these challenges and then know ways to actually address them. So basically, some educators may be resistant to change. Yes, especially we have some of these probably professors in the universities that have actually are not actually inclined towards technology. They really do not have the technical know-how. They can't actually use the applications. They can't operate the stuff. They definitely need some individuals to help them out. So they're actually resistant to change and hesitant to adopt new technologies in their teaching practice. They're just traditionalists. They just want to be just still want to be on the existing what's called traditions, which does not really help the situation, because it's in 21st century is all about technology, and we just have to look for ways to bring in technology into our educational practices. But this kind of individual, this kind of instructor, this kind of educators are so resistant that they just still want to be on the existing tradition, and they really don't want to adopt new technologies in their teaching practice. This is one of the challenges, because there's supposed to be educator readiness and student readiness before you can actually integrate technology into the classroom processes. Also, there's a need to ensure equitable access to technology for all students. Now, if, for instance, in a class of 20 students, we want to engage them using probably PCs and using some sort of technology, this technology we're going to be bringing into the classroom need to actually make provisions for all the students. Then it's either we use projectors, and these projectors would be able to actually be so visible to all the students in the class, or if probably we just want to use individual PCs, the PCs need to go around and should be very effective. Not that we have a part of the students using the PCs and others do not have it. It's just some sort of challenges, and there's a need to ensure equitable access to technology for all students, including those from disadvantaged backgrounds. And this can actually be a challenge too. So now, in what ways can we overcome these challenges? Number one, there's a need to provide ongoing professional development, especially for some of these resistant educators. There's a need to probably orientate them, give them some sorts of ideas on the need to integrate or the benefits, and definitely they have to also know how to operate these technological gadgets and know how to make use of them. Without the knowledge of how to integrate them, there's no way they can actually appreciate it. Some of them are definitely have phobia for the use of technological gadgets in the classrooms, and just because they really do not know how to use it and become anxious. So this is one of the basic ways to overcome these challenges. Like, number one, we have to provide, there's a need to provide ongoing professional development as time goes on, as over time, as new technologies come up. There is a need to engage educators on how to use each of these available technological gadgets or the technologies, how to use them in our classrooms and to engage the student. Another thing is to create a supportive technology integration team. There is a need to, like the technical team, and for every educational community, there is a need to make provisions for technology integration team, that in case there are issues, in case there is a need to probably teach the educators on how to, or to enlighten them on how to use these things. There's a need to actually make provisions for a kind of a team that will be in charge of all this stuff. So now let's try to look at some specific technologies for teaching practices. Number one, we have the LMS, popularly broadly referred to as the learning management systems. Like we have the Moodle, we have the Canvas, we have the Blackboard. All of this provide a centralized hub for course materials, assignments, quizzes, and communication. Teachers can be at their comfort zones. Students can be at their comfort zones. There's no need to be, to have the on campuses, in class teaching and learning practices. As long as we have the LMS, teachers or instructors can actually interact, with students from their comfort zones, and they can have quizzes, assignments can be sent, through this through the LMS. They can communicate, they can share course materials and the likes. Another thing is the interactive whiteboards, like the smart boards. Definitely allow educators to create dynamic and interactive lessons with multimedia content. They can stream videos probably on YouTube. They can stream videos, come up with pictures, charts. They can actually have access to the internet using these whiteboards. Like, they can incorporate a lot of multimedia into their classrooms at a glance. The students can have access to all of this stuff. Now we have some examples of successful implementation. Now, for instance, we have the flipped classroom model. There are a lot of research that have been conducted, on flipped classroom and its effectiveness. Also, we have the personalized learning platforms. I can actually share my own personal experience in terms of some of the examples of successful implementation. I remember when the COVID-19 actually broke out. I was actually working as a classroom teacher in one of the local primary schools at the time, grade schools. So what really happened was the school owner told me that he would like to probably bring in, since the students could not come to the school and he does not want the learning to stop. So he was actually thinking of probably using WhatsApp, some of these social media platforms. So I told him that instead of you doing this, why don't we probably take the teachers to their normal classes? Yes, the children are at home in their comfort zones with their parents. Why don't we just bring our teachers to the classrooms, probably record them in front of the cameras, we take it to the PCs, we edit some unnecessary stuff or some mistakes. So we would do this, and then after finishing the videos, cutting unnecessary areas from it, we can then upload it to some storage website like sensepace.com or WeTransfer and the likes. And exactly this is what we did, and it was all very successful. And at intervals we actually had Zoom interactive class through Zooms, you understand. So now we actually recorded these teachers in front of the cameras, and then we save this stuff in SensePace, WeTransfer. We use a couple of online storage repositories, and then we sent the link to the parents to play those videos to the students at home. They learned and they were so motivated, and we had a lot of good feedback from the parents. So now we have a couple of specific technologies for student engagement too. We have the virtual reality, we have the augmented reality, we have educational apps and software. We have a couple of them on Google Play Store, we have them on Microsoft Store, we have a lot of them. So now we have some models too that can actually serve as frameworks for integrating technology into the learning and the teaching and learning processes. We have the SAMR, the substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition model. We also have the TPAP, which is also a very popular model for bringing in, for the use of technology in classrooms, and that is called technological pedagogical content knowledge. So now, why the need to provide ongoing technical support? And just have to say some few things, because we talk about some resistant educators, and we talked about the team. There's a need to bring up a team that will probably facilitate the training, as new technologies are coming in, this team would just serve as probably kind of facilitators to these educators too. So now, the need to provide ongoing technical support. This will ensure that educators have access to technical support resources, help desk, and troubleshooting guides to address technical issues promptly. In case educators probably during what's called during the learning and teaching processes, they actually encounter some challenges. There is a need to actually make provisions for technical support, such that in case there are actual issues or problems that need to be resolved, we can have these people, these individuals. It can be in form of manuals, it can be in form of our technical staff and the likes. So to conclude, to ramp the whole thing, this presentation has actually actually established the need to provide professional development, create support systems, and promote collaboration. Educators, through all of this stuff, by providing professional development, creating support systems, and promoting collaboration, educators can overcome these obstacles and make the best use of technology effectively. And also, embracing technology as a tool for innovation, collaboration, and continuous improvement in education is crucial for enhancing student engagement. And there are a couple of recommendations based on this paper. Number one, there is a need to advocate for increased funding and resources to ensure equitable access to technology for all students and educators. And there's also a need to promote a growth mindset towards technology. This is the end of the presentation. Thank you. In case there are any questions, please you can put them forward. Thank you for listening.